Jesus Christ.
This is the beginning of freshman year, and this is the end of sophomore. Nice. That's a good glow up. Everything changed. W.
I just love when people say, oh no, you don't need Botox and filler. You don't need it. I don't need it because I get Botox and filler. So let's go over all the areas I've gotten Botox and filler. Here's my before and after if you want a little reference of what it can do for you. Starting with my forehead, you can't really tell, but I was starting to develop like a faint little line on my forehead. So I started getting Botox in my 11th and my frontalis muscle, as well as my crow's feet, because again, in this picture, you couldn't really tell, but I was getting these fine, tiny little lines in my crow's. Another thing that I did that's a game changer is I did laser hair removal on my hairline. As you can see, my hairline was like going into my eyebrow. I did under eye and cheek filler, lip filler of course. I added filler to my chin to make more of a V shape. And the biggest difference is placing Botox in my masseter muscle to slim my face out. Here's another photo right now with no makeup for a better comparison.
How did I go from this to this?
Ken Carson.
I'm Ken
Carson.
I'm from Atlanta.
Okay. Now, Ken, bro, you know I love you, dog. I love Ken. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Ken music. But how does this form? How does this happen, bro? I'm saying this because I really want to know. I'm not doing this just to harass none of that. I want to really know. How did you transform? Nigga, you went from a wide receiver to a linebacker. A wide receiver to a linebacker. How?
I'm Ken Carson. I'm from Atlanta.
Okay, T.I.G., Gucci, Rocco, Shout It Low. That was an error.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Fisher Pole.
No time for the games, okay, now Calvin Klein.
You gotta expect the unexpected.
Calvin Klein, I might bitch, yeah. Calvin Klein, I might bitch, yeah. Cosa Nostra.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. See both sides like a girl, see on both sides like a girl. Swimming laps through cool water, eating like I'm underworld. Had my tattoos in Shibuya. Think I'm out the underworld. 12 treat a nigga like he 12. They looking up to me and talking down.
Jaloux, se questionne, qu'est-ce que je fais si je vis bien, mais démons, mes chuchotes ne peuvent pas demain. Je travaille pas la Honda, fort comme mon Honda, donc des tas sur le Honda. Me gusta la mañana, me gustas, la desgracia me pega, me gustas.
I'm about to teach y'all 3 ways how to have a glow up this summer. And save this, because you may need this, bro. Or you may not even have time to watch this. So save it. But this is the best one of all, bro. Go to the gym. Bro, it's not that hard, bro. If you have time to sit around and play 2K all day, what makes me think you don't have time to go to the gym? Come on, bro. 2, grow your hair out, bro. And for my people in the African households, bro, I'm sorry. I know they be making y'all cut y'all hair every single week, like completely bald, bro. I ain't got no say-so for that one. 3, find a better style. Watch, I'll even show you an example. Because it's summertime and I know y'all like to wear jeans and stuff. And y'all don't got much shorts. We got some mesh shorts right here, and then we got like some acid wash shorts. I be giving the best advice, so make sure y'all follow me, man.
I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
I remember when I took this video, I thought, a year from now, I'm going to be so different.
I said I feel invincible. Hold on. It's 100 niggas in the spot. I won't keep going. It's 85. I dare you.
I lost 89 pounds. And I look at my arms. Oh my god.
Don't be dramatic, it's only some plastic. No one will love you if you're unattractive.
I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't.
I'll make a cup of coffee for your head. I'll get you up and going out of bed. Turn it to this!
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
This is what I looked like last year, and this is what I looked like yesterday. This is the ultimate guide for glowing the fuck up. Obviously, we need to glow up from the inside and out, but today I'm going to be talking about the things that I think made the biggest difference in the past year. Step 1. Wear sunscreen. My face was so textured and pigmented because I didn't wear sunscreen last year, but now it's just a lot more even and bright. Step 2. Start using a lash serum. For all the Asian girlies out there, use Rapid Lash. It changed my life, not sponsored. Step 3. Wash your face every night. Don't go to sleep with crusty makeup on. Even if the world feels like a washing machine at 3 a.m., at least take off your makeup. Step 4. Experiment with makeup, but usually less is more. I was my ugliest my freshman year of college when I was caking on makeup and lashes every single day. It just looks super fake and hides your youth.
I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't.
Trying to glow up in one.
I remember when I took this video, I thought, a year from now, I'm going to be so different.
I said I feel invincible. It's 100 niggas in the spot. I won't keep going. It's 85.
You tryna pull up to my crib, I think you really gotta
I'm doing a 2-week journey back to beautiful. Has it already been 2 weeks? Huh.
How did I go from this to this?
I'm living in my own world. How does this?
I'll make a cup of coffee for your head. I'll get you up and going out of bed.
Turn it to this.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation.
This guy here had a glow up or glow down.
He grew up for sure.
You glow up for sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to see what he looks like right now?
Yes.
He's actually right here.